you create this confidence, which gives you clarity, which creates conviction, and you're going to see a completely different in your marketing. What people think a brand is and what it really is two different things. And I'm going to give you an example. When I launched into the digital space in 2022, you guys, prior to that, I did network marketing. So I didn't build a brand, I just was a mom that really loved this product because it made me feel better. I had more energy, it curbed my appetite. And it's a healthy product, right? I bought the product because of the benefits it gave me, because I seen it could give me, as a mom of six, some solutions. I didn't buy this product because of the name of the company. I brought it because another mom said, "Oh my gosh, I love the energy I get with this, and I don't get the shakes or anything." That's why I bought it, because it solved a problem. But that's all I knew. So I just went out there and I shared it. My point of telling you that is I didn't realize that was building a brand. When I thought of a brand, I thought of like Nike, just do it, right? Or you think of things like that. Like, I thought brand means big companies. I was completely wrong. And I'm only sharing that with you because I'm going to give you the strategy that I learned in 2022 and I applied it. It is the only reason I made six figures in 6 months. It is the only reason I became a self-made millionaire in 17 months. It is the only reason I grew a community to 60 plus thousand people with no money spent on marketing. I'm going to teach you that, because when you learn this, guess what happens? Things become fun. You're no more going to look at your phone like, I got to create content. Everything's going to flip, and you're going to have that flip today. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to actually cover this with you today. I actually did the whiteboard today because I want to be able to make sure I can pay attention to the comments, because I really want to make sure this lands with you, right? Because if this lands with you tomorrow, because we're going to add certainty around it, tomorrow's going to make sense. You have a worksheet that I'm going to actually, after we go through these slides, I'm going to walk through the worksheet with you, because I know if I don't walk through it with you, most of you aren't going to do it, because that's the goal, right? Then we're going to tie what you learned today, the certainty you create tomorrow, which many of you are going to be so excited your feet aren't even going to touch the ground because you're going to be like, I get it now. Oh my gosh, now I know why my content's not working. Oh my gosh, now I know I'm not getting daily leads. Because let me share this with you. And I think this is something that is so important. When you get today and you apply tomorrow, guess what? Content becomes fun. You're not spending hours and hours on social media anymore. You actually probably won't hardly spend any. I spend less time on social media now than I ever have, because I don't have to watch anybody. I don't got to try to be like anybody. You're going to build a brand around who you serve. It's never what you sell that makes you money. It's who you serve that makes you money. So you're going to stop watching other people. You're going to stop trying to be like other people, and you're going to realize who you stand for, who you serve. And you're going to build a brand around that. And you're going to be able to schedule your content. My goal is to show you by Thursday how to only spend, I don't know, you need to spend 10, 20 minutes a day on social media. And that is because you're just going to post a piece of content that you already created, because I'm going to teach you how to batch create your content. And I did this at the beginning, and it gave me more time with my family, more time to be creative, and more time to get in that servant leadership. It's all about who you serve, my friend. So I want to give you one incident before we get going. And I want you to think about this. Every single one of you on here, even if you're an introvert, I see you. Matter of fact, if you're an introvert, you have more of a shyer personality. You really don't want to be seen online. I get you. Can I share something with you? That's why I went to TikTok. Yes, I went to TikTok because it was interest-based. I could have went to YouTube, but I just was not. When I was new, I didn't see myself ever making long form videos. By the way, you guys, I am so shy. I said I will never go live. And by the way, this strategy I share with you, you will not have to go live every day. How many of you have heard of that show, Friends? Right? If you're older, like you probably watched it, right? Now it's on all the time because we have what live stream, whatever it's called. But anyway, back when Friends was first out, it was on once a week, but people watched it. It became a very popular show. Why am I sharing that with you? It was on once a week. You do not have to go live every day to make money. You just don't. The reason why a lot of people have to go live every day is because they just haven't applied these strategies. The moment you do, you can be like a TV show and let people know what day you go live or what days you go live and what time you go live. And they're going to show up to watch you. Or you can get so good that you don't even have to go live. That's completely up to you. But you don't have to spend countless hours in direct messaging or all these hours online. People that have to do that just haven't taken the time to build an unforgettable brand. And that's what I'm going to help you over these next 3 days. So proud of you for being here. So excited for you. So let's go ahead and dive in because some of you are going to have breakthroughs within the next 10 minutes. Okay. So let's build your unforgettable brand. That's the goal. It's not because you want to stand out in the entire world. No, it's because you want to stop the scroll of your perfect customer, just the people you serve. So you can quietly build this from the comfort really of your phone anywhere in the world. And you don't got to spend hours and hours on social media. I actually would love for each of you guys just to hang out with me for 1 week. I would love for you to see my schedule for 1 week. Many of you would be completely shocked the life I have because I built a brand. I get up in the morning, I work out. I come in my office. I love to be in here by 8:30. And I get my income producing activities. I'm done with everything I need. I'm usually done by 9:30 or 10. I haven't gone live in months because I'm implementing other things right now inside my community. And then I'll spend a few hours because I do run many different communities. Also, because of digital marketing, a lot of you don't know this, I bought a hair salon because my daughter's a hairstylist. And I was sick and tired of watching her make 50%. I bought a salon. So we have marketing and stuff that I do at that salon. I also, because of digital marketing, I have real estate that I've all paid cash for. I spend time with that. I'm actually working on a realtor buying 2 more real estates. I'll be flying to Costa Rica again in a few weeks because I'm looking at buying real estate there. I do, and I'm usually done and out at my lake by 2 o'clock. The only time I'm not out at my lake because I paid cash because of digital marketing for a lake house. Not because I'm more intelligent than you, not because I am smarter than you. It is because I took the time to build an unforgettable brand. But typically by 2 o'clock, I'm out at my lake house with my grandchildren. Today it's going to be a little bit later because I do a workshop every single month, by the way. I do a 3-day or a 2-day workshop every month. I handle different topics based on your guys' feedback, the feedback from my email list and the feedback from my communities. I give you what you need for absolute free. My mentor, he is writing me hardcore for this, by the way. Like, when are you going to stop giving away so much for free? And I said, never, because I'm a mom first. He's not a parent yet. He's close to being a parent. I said, the moment you become a parent, your perspective will change. He goes, okay, I'm giving you that. But I'm telling you, I don't hustle, I don't grind. And if you are willing to learn this, it will give you your life back for one. And I have it back. Now, many of you might be like, well, why did you buy rental property? Why did you buy this? Because I have 6 kids and I have 5 grandchildren. And the thing I care about the most is leaving a legacy for them. My vision is each of my children and each of my grandchildren, when I'm gone, I'm giving each of them a real estate. They'll have a reoccurring income. My duplexes that I own make me about $3,900 a month. It is just cash flow that comes in. I own a business in Great Bend that pulls me in 2,200 a month for that. So just my rental property is 5,000 a month. I paid cash for them. So that's my goal. That's why I worked so hard with leaving a legacy, because when I'm gone, each of my children and my grandchildren are going to have reoccurring income from real estate property. I follow Grant Cardone, by the way, and I just do exactly what he says. So I'm sharing with you, yes, generational wealth, my friend. I know what it feels like to struggle. I struggled when my kids were little. I didn't have a vehicle like this that we have now. Didn't have social media, didn't have the digital world. What we have today can completely change your life. But you have to be willing to understand how to get it to completely change your life. It's not as hard as you think. And I'm telling you right now, every single thing I'm sharing with you, we don't use ChatGPT. Some of you are not getting daily paying leads because you're depending on ChatGPT to tell you how to serve people. The only people that can tell you how to serve people is your heart, my friend. I swear that's the only reason I become a self-made millionaire, because I didn't know ChatGPT existed. ChatGPT is very resourceful for other things. Like the moment all this makes sense, ChatGPT, Claude, Notebook, LM, all of them are phenomenal once this stuff is mastered. But if you're trying to get ChatGPT to tell you how to build a brand, how to build a business, that's why it's not building. So I'm so proud of you. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you for being here, because it can change your life. It truly can change your life. And I'm telling you guys, the moment after tomorrow, really after tomorrow, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is going to be fun building a business. Because that was my biggest fear. In 2022, I was like, I'm going to go to TikTok. I'm going to create content every day. Like, what am I going to talk about? I just want to quietly be in my own home. Like literally, that's where my mind was. Right? I don't want to be loud. I don't want to be an influencer. I remember my personal assistant one time, she's like, hey, when she came in and seen me, because I actually do live events as well, because I love like sitting in a room with you and I love helping you. And she gets off the airplane and we're talking. She goes, oh my gosh, I was talking to this guy and I told him I work for a TikTok influencer. And I never told her this, that like my gut dropped and I'm like, oh, she called me an influencer. No, I'm not. I'm just a mom that gets to help other parents have a different life. That's it. It is so funny when she said that. I didn't, I was going to tell her that one time. I was like, when you said that, that was like, I don't know, it was weird. It was almost like embarrassing to me. So I still deal with the shyness and the introvert. Yeah, I love that you said hope dealer, because you guys, I started calling myself a hope dealer, and I'm going to show you in today when I started doing that. I needed that for my mind. It settled my mind from, you're going to go create content. I was like, no, 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 I'm just going to go give hope to my perfect customer. And if any of you know my story, been with me for a while, her name is Emily. And I'm going to share with you why that was so important to do. That, my friends, is when you use ChatGPT. Okay. Also, for those of you, some of you might have a hard time reading my board because you might be watching on your phone. Guess what? This is the part I love ChatGPT. I took a picture of every slide. Did we go ahead and give it to you now? I'll give it to you now. I took a picture of, oh my gosh, I do that all the time. See, I'm not even good with technology. Okay, I took a picture of every slide that we're going over, and I had ChatGPT create an infograph for you. I just put in the comments. Now, this is where I love ChatGPT, by the way, when I can do things like this. This is exactly what I'm covering with you here. I'll just pull it up real quick on my phone. Isn't that cool? And by the way, if you guys want, I will show you how I did it. This is exactly what I'm covering with you. Isn't this cool? This is everything that we're going to be learning today. And then you're going to have a worksheet. I'm not going to give you the worksheet yet because I actually want to fill the worksheet out with you, because I just know if I don't do it with you, you'll never do it, because that's me as well. Okay, so there, yeah, enjoy it. I'll also send it out to you guys in an email as well. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into today. So let's talk about niche. What is the difference of your niche or the difference of your brand? Okay. A niche tells people who you help. A brand tells people why they should choose you. That's it. For you wanting to launch and grow your own business, this is it. I used to look at a brand so different. And I want you to think of people that you know that are in the same niche that you're in or similar to it that are having success. I bet you know why people chose them. And that's what I want for you. By the end of tomorrow, you're going to know exactly why people choose you. You're going to have so much certainty and so much clarity behind it and so much confidence. Because when you have clarity, certainty, and confidence, it creates conviction. And that conviction, my friend, is what will help you leave a legacy, is what will help you build the business of your dreams. Okay. It's seriously that simple. And that's my goal with you today, to be able to do that. So people don't follow companies. They follow movements and stories. That's it, right? So why do I share that? Because so many people get caught up on this shiny object syndrome. How many of you have done that before? And you grab the next best thing, and you grab the next best thing, and you grab the next best thing, and then you don't make money, and you're just spending all this money. It's one of the biggest compliments, and me and Celine talk about this. Honestly, Celine even brings it up. One of the biggest compliments, and for those of you that don't know me, I have a digital growth community and I have a legacy builders program. And one of the biggest compliments in my 4 years of doing this, over 4 years of doing this, or almost 4 years, is this. People will grab that next shiny object and they come back. Celine gets that all the time. They're like, okay, I made a mistake. I went here, thought the grass was greener here. How do I get back in the community? How do I access my program? Like, there's an abundance of people because when you have 4 years, people come and go. That's probably the biggest compliment that I can get because I know the value that we give and how we really help people. So I'm sharing with you, it's not the next best thing that's going to make you more money. It's this. So my goal with you by the end of tomorrow is the movement that you're creating. And I'm going to give you several examples. And the story that will help people choose you. The story. We're going to just work on the one story that will help people choose you. And the movement that tells people who you help. So I want you to connect that right now. Okay? Because that's the main thing. We think it's an abundance of so much. It's truly not. Okay. And that's what I'm going to really help you with. So your goal isn't to build a business. You're like, yes, it is. I need to make money. You don't make money because you build a business, by the way. This is how you make money. It's to build a following around a movement. That's what makes you money. So let me share. When I launched into the digital space in 2022, the thought of doing content every day, you guys, it was uncomfortable. But being in the same situation and not changing my financial situation was more uncomfortable. I feared that more. I'm sharing that with you because I had to flip my mind and I had to take me out of the equation because, having 6 kids, and at that time it was the 4 grandchildren, and I had to take me out of that equation. And so what I did is I was like, I'm going to create a movement. And I just want to grow a community to 1,000. I'm going to help 1,000 moms never have to take a calculator to the grocery store again. And I literally envisioned how cool that would be if I was the reason, because I had the courage to show up on social media, if I was the reason that moms never had to take a calculator to the grocery store again. That moms never had to hold the calculator and be stressed and push the cart. And then all of a sudden it reset and they're like, what was the number? What was on there? How many of you have ever done that before? You're calculating everything and then your child hits it or you hit it and it clears and then you're like looking in your cart and you're trying to calculate how much. Have you ever done that before? Yes, I've done that. Yes. So many times. So I envision creating a movement of helping moms never have to do that. And they could even become this yes mom, where, you know what I mean by yes mom? Some of you moms have taken a calculator, you know that, right? Which is, no, you don't need that. Even though, what does it matter if you get them a pack of sugar-free gum? It's not the 50 cents, it's that you don't have the 50 cents. And then you have this guilt and you feel like a failure as a mom because you're like, gosh, I'm having kids and I can't even afford a 50-cent pack of gum. It's not the gum, it's the fact that, man, if I can't even afford a 50-cent pack of gum, how am I going to afford pants for them? And then you heavy in guilt. I wanted to create a movement around that. How many of you just felt what I said? That's the movement I went out and created. I love somebody said yes, and dads too. What's so funny is in 2022, when I created my movement and my story around that, what I just shared with you, which was this, I just told people, man, I help moms. I said I would never go live, but I started loving doing business. I started loving impacting lives. So I decided to go live, and a dad got on my live. But I was so good with my message in building this brand that this dad goes, what about us dads? Can us dads do that? That was the moment I realized I landed that message. Let me open it up to families. So I'm sharing with you, when you start with a niche and you start building authority around that, or create a movement that you have testimonials and backing behind it, you can open up expand your niche a little bit based off of the feedback that you get. Honestly, that's why I started going live. Because I was like, man, I know the feedback I can get from going live can help me change more lives. So I wanted you just to see, I didn't talk about a company, did I? You didn't care. You were listening to me share this movement, and it was 1,000 people. Now, here's why a lot of people would never go out there and say, I'm going to put 1,000 people in my community. Because what if I don't do it? What if you do? But what if you do? Have you ever just sat in that for a while instead of that skeptical self that you've been for how many weeks, how many days, how many months of all this skepticism, why it's not going to work, da, da, da. Get over here, but what if it does? What if it does? So I didn't care. I just was like, I'm going to create a movement. And I will have 1,000 people in my community if I stand true to this. If I don't get distracted, if I don't change my message, if I don't change my story, I know. My goal was to have 1,000 people. That was the movement, 1,000 people in 2023. I got so good with my message, that movement, the stories, that we hit 1,000 in May of 2023. I couldn't see a year. That's how you build a brand, an unforgettable brand. It wasn't about me. That's what I loved. You introverts, you shy people, this is what you'll love when you do this. Because it's not about you, it's about them. It's about this. So my goal by the end of tomorrow is you have that movement that you want to go on. So I went on that movement. That was the moment. The guys have been, what about us guys? So I opened it up and I thought, by this time, by the way, I had several people that hit a six-figure income inside my community. And I was like, that's it. That's it. You know what my movement's going now? I'm going to be the hope dealer and show and help 100 families. New movement. When I reached the one movement, I went to the next. And my next movement was, I'm going to help 100 families become self-made six-figure income earners, make six figures online in the comfort of their own home, where they get to keep 100% profit without the hustle, without the grind, without demon people. I went out there and it's happened. Movement and stories. There's nothing magical about that. It's just having the courage to do it. So my goal with the worksheet and with going through this and helping you, it happens these next 2 days. We have your movement because guess what? You then become the purple cow. Okay, let me explain. I live in Kansas. And when I go back to my hometown, I don't notice the cows in the field. But if I go back to my hometown tomorrow and there's a purple cow, I'm pulling over. I'm like, why is there a purple cow? I want you to be the purple cow in the social media world where there's billions of people. See, I love the fact that there's billions of people on social media. But there's billions of people on social media. How can we stand out? You will know how to stand out by the end of this, okay? So that's your goal. It's not to build a business, it's to build a following around a movement. That's all I did. And then I got to share something crazy that happened to my movement. Your movement will evolve with your following. So, matter of fact, put in the comments how many of you are from South Africa in here? Let me know in the comments. I want you guys to watch this. How many of you are from South Africa in here? Okay, you guys looking at that? Insane! How did that happen? Because of my movement. Because several of the people that purchased from me were from South Africa and they were moms. They were moms that couldn't pay bills. They were moms. They grabbed a hold of movement. So guess what happened? I started talking about them on social media, which my following grew in South Africa. Now what, almost 10,000 people in South Africa. I'm just the gal in Kansas. Who would have ever thought my content would be pushed to South Africa? And now there's what, 30 self-made millionaires in South Africa. All because I had the courage to create a movement. And you know what? When you go out there and create a movement, guess what? That's when it comes from your heart. That's when you don't got to learn about your product. Like I didn't have to learn about the ingredients of this. It was the movement behind helping moms feel better and reduce the cravings. Like that's it. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to analyze what we sell and how to sell it when it's just as easy as who do you want to serve. So that's my goal with you these next few days. So let's go this. Let's talk about what a brand is because you're here to learn how to build an unforgettable brand. It's what people think when they see you. That's it. You know what people think when they see me? Wow, she built a big community and digital growth community. She helps everyday people just like me build an income online and keep all the profits. Like that's what they think. So I want you to think right now. Here's my first question I want you guys to write down. What do you want people to think when they see you? And if you want to put it in the comments, I think that would be great. Yeah, but what do you want people to think when they see you? I mean, when I first launched, I was like, I just want people to think she can help me never take a calculator to the grocery store. Now, then I went, no, she can help me make 6 figures. Now I'm like, I will create 1,000 self-made millionaires. So I want people to be like, no, she's a millionaire maker. Like, I want you to think about, like, what do you want people to think when they see you? It's not about what you sell. It's about who you serve. What do you want them to think about when they see you? Okay. Not a burned out employee, not that. So what do you want them to think about? Not that you're a burned out employee. Maybe you show burned out employees how there is a better way. Right? That's it. But this is so important. What do you want people to think when they see you? Like when they see you online or see one of your posts, like you don't be like, oh, what is it? It's like, oh, she's the go-to guy or go-to gal, or he's the go-to guy on what? Like that's it. Okay, make sure you write this down because this is going to come in handy for that worksheet that we're going to do. Okay. Now, I'll be honest with you, here's a big problem. This is it. This is why most people never make money because they're so focused on what they sell and why they sell it. That's great to know, but you can't build marketing around it. Like, how many of you, just think about this, how many of you ever put into Chat GPT or Claude or Notebook LM, like what you sell and why you sell it, and then you expect them to create this amazing content for you? They're building the content around the vehicle. When I went into the digital space, I did not get excited about having to learn something new. I didn't get excited about understanding automations. That was like a foreign word. I didn't get excited about that. What I got excited about was that transformation, was getting to that transformation. So if somebody would have taken a lot of time and said, you're going to have to learn this, you're going to have to do this, you're going to do this, my limiting beliefs, my stinking thinking probably would have kept me over here, and I wouldn't have had the courage to go for this. So you want to be successful, you want to be that magnet to customers, you want to be memorable for people to remember you, you have to do this, because here's a solution. Who do I serve, and what problem do they desperately want to solve? Okay, here's why I'm using the word desperately. Here's why. Because I knew when I became the hope dealer for other moms that desperately wanted to never take a calculator to the grocery store again, you know what that does. That unlocked freedom for moms. She could become that yes mom, or maybe have the extra money to go to a matinee movie, or have the extra money to buy a new backpack every year, not because they needed it, because she wanted to, because she wanted them to feel good and feel confident at school. It's one solution that you can give them that would unlock many and get them in that life they've always envisioned having. That's it. Here's why it's so easy to talk to that mom and these problems, because I used to be there. Okay, so if you struggled with, well, I don't know who my ideal customer is, we're fixing that today. Okay, we're fixing that. But this is your solution. It's not about this. It's always about this. I'll share this with you. When I launched my own community, which was the best thing I ever did because I really got to know how I could serve them better. And then I launched my Legacy Builders program. And you know, one of the biggest questions I would get from a lot of people inside my community, but outside of my community, was, how are you so successful building communities? So guess what I did? I launched a Build with Michelle brand and helped people build communities. Turned that into a six-figure income in 90 days. With no backstory of the legacy, just they wanted to know how I built communities. See, it was never about what I sold. It was about what I did and the example that I put out there. They just wanted to do it. So when you get really, 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 really good at one thing, the opportunities it unlocks, my friend, is going to help you leave a legacy. There's something I get so proud of when I see people, because if you guys know anything, because I know many of you aren't in my Legacy Builders program yet. I'll say yeah for some of you, right? Some of you are looking to get more personal coaching. But my point is when that program was 100% built for beginners, right? And people that or tried things before, like network marketing, and just couldn't have the success they dreamed of having. So I get so proud and honored when I see somebody inside my community that's a beginner, hadn't had success before, struggled, and take this and start creating legacy wealth and start launching their own programs and their own community and their own reoccurring income. Like, I get fired up about it. Matter of fact, many of them in the next few months are going to actually do training inside my Legacy Builder to show you what they did and how they were able to do that. But they built the foundation in my program. I get excited about that because of a movement I created one time. And I know many of you that are in my program, I'm going to be talking about you someday, because you're going to have the courage and you're going to get the clarity these next few days to do this. And it's going to unlock so much wealth from you. You're you're going to be like, you're never going to forget that I just said that. And then in a year or two, it'll be you I'm talking about. It will. It's just, oh, I love that. Like, that is so awesome to me. So anyway, I'm just sharing with you, it's all about who you serve. And don't get stuck on that. So let me give you an example. I could serve many different people, right? I could literally, when I launched my business, I literally could have launched my business just talking to network marketers. But I didn't, because my heart went to, did you hear what I just said? My heart, not my head. My heart went to, man, I remember being a mom, a young mom, and having to take a calculator. If somebody would have provided me that solution back then, everything would have changed. I would have probably been more of a present mom. I probably would have been a little bit more joyful because I would have been so heavy with the guilt or the debt. And so that's why I went after that one when I started. I'm only sharing that with you because some of you need to clear your mind of like, yeah, but I had this moment that I could help people in this moment, or this story, and I could help people in this or this. I get it. We all do. Like, the only reason I'm here is because of my son. Because when he told me in 2022 that he wanted to be a D1 runner, I knew I couldn't afford to follow him around. And I would have felt like a failure as a mom if I couldn't follow him around and be at every one of his races. So I had to get a solution. Wasn't getting a job. I had to. So I could have launched my business just talking to parents that have kids in sports. I didn't though. My heart was to help the moms that deal with that, the guilt and the struggle and the lack of confidence of having to take a calculator. Did that just make sense to you guys? Because y'all got many different stories. It's the story that actually, like, when I became that hope dealer, I named her Emily, by the way. When I became that hope dealer to go help Emily, the Emilys in the world never take a calculator to the grocery store again. I knew if she purchased from me, I gave her a blueprint to change her life. Now I have no control what she does with the blueprint. I have no control of her outcome, but I gave her the blueprint that could completely change her life. My heart would smile when she bought from me. It was never like, got another one. It was never like that. It was like, yes, I just gave a mama hope today. So that's why that was easy. So I want you to find one that you can emotionally get connected to. It's that story. That's it. I know we all have thousands and thousands. Mostly the older we get, the more stories we get, right? Find the one that, man, you can't wait to show up for them. That's the one you build a brand around. Because not only will it make you money, you'll be so fulfilled in a way, my friend, that you didn't even know was possible. You truly will. You truly will. So this is so important. People don't buy products, they buy solutions. We're going to learn how you serve people and you can give them the solution. That's what they're buying, right? I didn't buy this because of the company. I don't even know where the company was, how long they've been in business. I bought it for the solution because another mom told me about it. I'm in digital marketing because another mom told me about this solution of keeping 100% of the profits, not having to DM, not having to bother friends and family. I was like, I'm in. What is it? Like it was that. Like it was all like, think about it. Think about that ripple effect that is being created. I didn't even know anything. I didn't know nothing about the company, nothing about nothing. I just knew I wanted to be over here in my life. And I had searched, I had Googled, I had YouTube videos to try to figure it out. And I just got myself confused. So that's what I'm sharing with you. I want you to think of the state that your customer's in too. This is it. So make sure you answered this and make sure you know who you want to serve. Okay. We're going to fill out the form that's going to help you even more. But Before we do that, let's talk about why most people never make money. It's not your product, it's not your service, it's not your dedication, it's not your content. This is the problem. This is the formula that most people do that keep them broke. I have a product to sell. I'm going to get my offer out there. I'm going to go live and talk about my offer over and over and over and over again. And I'm going to post and pray and hope I get customers. How many of you done that? That's why you're not making money. That is exactly why. So I'm going to give you the $1 million business formula. This is exactly what I did. Just call me Miss Simpleton, by the way. I didn't need no complicated funnels that cost me monthly expenses. I didn't need none of that. I didn't need none of that. This is what I needed. And this is how I started, by the way. Said, what is the problem of my ideal customer? What is the solution they're looking for? What is the offer I can give? My offer I give to solve the problem. What's the offer that will solve the problem? Because they're just wanting a solution. What is their problem? What is the solution they need? The problem, they don't have enough money. They had to take a calculator to the grocery store again. She never wants to take a calculator. I needed to give her an offer so she would never have to take a calculator to the grocery store. If I start here and go to here, I'm not solving any problems. I'm just out there trying to sell, sell, sell. And you're going live and you're trying to sell, sell, sell. This you serve. Then you have a freedom machine. It is my complete system. No matter what you sell, you should have a freedom machine. If you are not in my Legacy Builders program, all you got to do is email me. I will give you free access to a template. You can use that for no matter what you're selling. My gosh, if somebody would have told me this, I would have built my freedom machine for this product. Nobody told me this. That's why I never made $1 million because I did it the hard way. But that's it. Because once you have an offer, then you're going to introduce them and everything is done in here. Everything is done in here. And then that turns into customers. I wish I could make it harder than this. But that was done. The offer was done. People think if I build something from scratch myself, I'm going to make money. Yeah, if you know these two things. If you don't know these two things, you'll be stuck up here with no money made. So this is where I stood. I was like, woohoo, I got a done for me product. Woohoo, I got a system. This is all I got to master. So I literally, and I'm going to help you with that. I literally just wrote down every problem that Emily had and how, yep, I'm the solution. Ooh, I can solve that. Oh my gosh, how is it going to feel if she can say yes to a 50-cent pack of gum because she knows if her child needs new pants next month, she's got it because I'm going to give her the solution because I have the right offer. But my system is going to introduce it. So I don't got to learn to sell. I can just stick my moments, my time in serving. See, we get so caught up and think we got to sell. No, you don't. Not in today's digital world. You just got to serve. Stay up here. Solve this right here. This doesn't work. That's how I became a millionaire. This is how I stayed broke. This is why I worked so hard in network marketing. Add a product, get the offer out there, get customers, DM people, tell them they need this. Nobody taught me this. This would work for anything. I actually had a realtor take my freedom machine and did it for his real estate. He ended up selling a subdivision 6 months ahead of time. Do you realize for 9 months, he's still in my big community. For 9 months, he begged me to build a complete legacy builder program for real estate and show them this. He's like, I will split the profits. I mean, he begged me. I'm like, man, no. My focus is just moms, his families. Like begged me. He goes, you know how much money you can make in real estate. I'm like, that's not my niche. This is how valuable this is. This is it. Because if nobody's getting in here, guess what, my friend? You've not done a good enough job up here. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because the moment that they know that you see them, because you can solve their problem, the moment they know that, and that you present the solution, right? My offer is one thing: grab my Freedom Formula Blueprint that walks you through solution, solution, solution. It's free. Grab my Freedom Formula Blueprint. I will never forget, because you will get haters, by the way. That's a good thing. Because if you get haters, that means you're making a movement. Name one person that's made an impact that doesn't have people that disagree. And I had some haters, and they literally said that that's not possible, that I was lying about the money I was making. Because that's not possible, that you don't have to sell, that, like I should be giving a website. Like, there's no way you can make all this money by building an email list. Like, it's hilarious. Like, gosh, I don't even know if those videos are still out there, like the best videos, right? So of course, we're showing our community growing and the growth of the community. And of course, look where we are today, 60 plus thousand people without any money on marketing. It wasn't me. And that's where she was so stuck in this. Because she was just pitching and selling and pitching and DMing people, bothering people to make money. And she wasn't open enough to look at this. It doesn't matter how great of a product you have, no great of a system you have, automated system, if you don't know how to solve these. Show people you understand them. If you can present the problem, guess what? People like, they get me. Wow. Then they don't feel alone out there. I'll share a great story with you. So when I went out there to never take a calculator to the grocery store again, what happened with that message, I did not expect to have happened, by the way. A gentleman, I stopped his scroll, but he didn't think he could do it, right? Because I talked to women. So guess what he did? He went home and he kept on shoving his phone in his wife's face. Honey, this is us. She's speaking to us. Like, we take a calculator. Please watch this. No, I'm not watching that. No, that stuff doesn't work. Anyway, every day he watched my content. Every day he'd come home, he would show the videos. Finally, she watched. They bought. She's now been able to even write her own book and everything in the marketing that she has. But that's how they felt so seen. He felt so seen by my content that he goes, she's got a solution. That he kept on shoving it to his wife because he thought it was just for moms. Crazy. That is how you build a brand. It's not being fancy. It's definitely not dancing on social media. It's definitely not using trending songs. It's definitely not using ChatGPT. It's that people know, hey, that person can help me. The moment you can get somebody to stop their scroll and they felt seen by you, that you can help them, is the moment you change your entire life. And it's not this. This is going to keep you broke. This is going to keep you posting and praying. This will craft the most amazing message. That's it. That is absolutely it. This is it. It's not even harder than this, okay? So, offer comes after understanding the person. Offer comes after understanding the person. Also, I tell people all the time, the best thing you can do is literally know exactly who you serve. Create the offer around who you serve. That's it. This is why if you do this, there is zero competition. Zero. Because you're the purple cow. You're standing out. Everybody is just non-existent because you showed them, I see you, I understand you, I've been there, I got a solution. Grab the free blueprint to see what the solution is. If you like it, great. If not, great. Again, if somebody would have told me this, I would have done that exact same process for this. I helped a realtor do this. I helped a massage therapist do this. She goes, man, I want to expand my massage therapist business. She says, but man, I've been posting every day on Facebook and we're getting crickets. And she goes, I really want to get enough clients where I can bring in somebody else. And I looked at her content and it was cute, it was fun, but I'm like, you're not telling me, you're not talking about the problems and how you have a solution. So she goes, what should I do? I said, okay, now this is huge what I'm sharing with you guys. I said, if you look at your clients that you've had all these years, what is their biggest problem? She goes, back pain. Okay, back pain. Let's create a solution. So she actually took my Freedom Formula blueprint and she said, gosh, and the four things you, yes, it was, I think it was something like this. I don't remember exact words, but it's like the four things you can do from home in 10 minutes to relieve back pain. See, you have to, when you want to stop the scroll of a customer, there's got to be a time frame. And so hers was 10 minutes. So what she did is she literally, so they put their email in, and the next page, she had a video of the three things that they did at home. And the fourth was, if your back pain is a level blank to blank, you need to do once a month massage. If your back pain is a level blank to blank, you need to do twice a month. If your back pain is a level dun to dun, you need to do once a week. And she built it this way. And they were like, it was the three things were like three activities, but guess what she did? Well, the pain, most people had back pain, so they don't move. Then they get stiff, which makes their back pain worse. So she gave three solutions while they were watching Netflix that could help with the back pain. The fourth was she showed the solution. If your back pain's this level, this level, this level, and then it was to schedule the appointment. And you got your first appointment 50% off. I taught her how to create a reoccurring income in her massage therapist. I'm like, instead of just doing payments, like set them up on reoccurring. She had three different plans. She now has three massage therapists and she only works 2 to 3 days a week herself now because her content was not focused on the pain. I'm like, my God, you got an easy solution. It was huge. Then all she did after she mastered that funnel, all she did, now she runs $5 a day in a 10-mile radius and they crush it. Same funnel, same funnel. No matter what you sell, this will create $1 million business. That's it. But she couldn't have had that offer without understanding the person. But she was out there presenting the offer. Man, I mean, I can help people, but are you showing them you can help them? And that's what I asked her. It's interesting because when I first talked to her, she was like, oh, they come in for this. I'm like, stop. What is the main reason? She's, oh, back pain. But so her problem was that she was so mixed out there with saying stuff. I said, no, focus on one. Well, guess where her limiting beliefs went? But what if it turns other people down? No, trust me. If you can show people you can solve their back pain, people that have muscle aches are going to come in. It just works that way because she built authority. Same with you, my friend. This is it. Offer comes after understanding the person. So instead of spending so much time trying to understand what you're selling, spend more time understanding who you're serving and solve that problem. That's it. That's it. Okay. Oh, well, these fell off. Okay. So let's talk about what a niche is before we go to the worksheet. It's not a woman, it's not a man, it's not an entrepreneur. A niche is one person with a big problem, right? Who wants a result. Again, when I decided to become the hope dealer for helping moms never take a calculator to the grocery store again, I had to name her Emily. Here's why. If not, I would grab my phone and create content for every mom. Instead, I would grab my phone and I would just have a conversation with Emily. And that changed everything. She had a red shirt on. She had a little boy, and he kept on crawling around her. He had the cutest blue eyes and spiked hair. See, as an introvert, as a shy person, I had to picture that to stop being so stiff in my content. I had to act like, man, I just was sitting in a room with Emily and her son. And then I created content as I just was having a conversation with them. That's it. So, for example, look at this. I help busy moms. No, 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 no. I help busy moms, busy working moms over 45. And how do you help them? That's what we're going to be working on, right? Then that's when you provide the solution. But you see the difference? Because here's the thing. I help busy moms. That's pretty vague. I help busy working moms, or I help busy stay-at-home moms, or I help busy homeschooling moms over 45. That's very defined. They're going to feel more seen by you, right? The very first problem they want to solve is what? Write that down. What is the very first problem your customers want to solve? Write that down. Yeah. Debt. So the very first problem they want to solve is get out of debt. So I'm going to just use that one as an example because that's the first one that popped up. When you say that, I want you guys to think about this. So the very first problem they want to solve is getting out of debt. Now, what you need to do after you write that down is why. Why do they want to get out of debt? This is so important. So for example, the very first problem they want to solve is never have to take a calculator to the grocery store. Why? Because then they don't have to be that no mom. But why does that matter? Because you get, if you can't even afford groceries, you get stressed when your child gets dressed in the morning because, oh my gosh, did they grow another 2 inches and their pants are high water and I can't even afford? Do you see how I'm getting deep in the emotion? The first response will be surface layer of debt. The second why, or the first why, will be a little bit deeper. The third will pull in emotions. So make sure you're asking yourself why. This is one of those exercises that I would do, when you can literally get deep, and then you'll start, when you get to that why, you'll get in your heart. Like I just did, right? What did I say? She wants to never take a calculator to the grocery store. Why? She wants to be a yes mom. I mean, she wants to be able to afford a 50-cent pack of gum, but why? Because her fear is really her child waking up and getting dressed in the morning and walking out and he grew 2 inches and he's got to wear high waters and she don't even have the money for a pair of jeans. Because I know deep in, when a mom's taking a calculator, these are the emotions going through her head. How do I know that? Because that was me at one time in my life. You got to get in the state that they're in. That's why your customer is just a version of you at some moment in your life that if you could go back and change that moment, you would. And that moment, changing that moment would give you a completely different outcome. That's it, my friend. That's it. But you just go deep with the why. Your niche is built around pain. And some of you might be like, yeah, but I don't have any pain. Yeah, you do. Maybe you like really nice things and you can't afford nice things. You have the pain of watching other people have nice things and you don't. There's always a pain attached. The pain of not having enough time with my family. There's always attached. The pain of not being able to travel and make insane memory. Whatever it is, there is a pain attached to that. With everybody. With everybody. Or you wouldn't be here. Right? So your niche is built around pain, which I just showed you in this. Right? So I help busy working moms over 50. Then this is where the pain comes in. That's where the pain comes in. Then they're like, who is this person? Like, is she in my head right now? Because that's exactly how I feel. This is what's waking me up at 4 a.m. and I can't get back to sleep. Like, that's it. Is this making sense to you? Let me know in the comments. Is this making sense to you? Woohoo! I like the yes. Good, good, good. Yes. Is this giving you guys a little bit of like a light bulb moment, a little bit shift when it comes to understanding building your brand and your niche? Absolutely. Yes. Love it. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. So ask yourself this. This is important, okay? What keeps them up and what kept them awake at night? What frustrates them, right? Like what kept them awake at night? Gosh, I remember many moments as a mom. You get all the kiddos to bed and you're like going through the bills when the next money's coming in and you're like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? How many of you ever said that as a parent? How did I get here? I thought I would have more money. Thought I would have more things. How many of you felt like that? Yes. You guys, that was just a video I just did right there. That was a piece of content. Like literally. That's how easy content is. ChatGPT can't give you that, but your heart can. That was just a piece of content. Like that is brand building content. Then you're like, yeah, I did that. I have a solution that I truly believe in that I'm so fired up about, so I don't ever have to have endless nights. I'm going to give you free access to the blueprint to learn exactly what my solution is. Could be for you, I don't know. If it is, awesome. My heart will smile if it works for you like I know it's going to work for me. That's it. Like that is how you build an unforgettable brand. I just had a conversation. How many of you actually go do that on social media, that you literally just have conversations like that? You probably don't because you're talking to an audience. I just talk to Emily. I just share things with Emily, what I went through. What if I would have had this back then, I would have never gone through that. Right? That's it. What frustrates them? What have they already tried? Here's why this one is so important. Because you can pull in a pain, you can show a solution, but if they've tried things before, their comfort zone, their brain's wired to keep them safe, all of our brains are wired to keep us safe. That will push them back there and they'll be like, I mean, I wish, but I've tried things before. So if you debunk it before they think it, they're going to keep on watching your video. Like, that pain I just pulled in that moment being awake. And when I introduced, I found a solution. And I know you're probably ready to scroll off my video right now. I get it. Because I've tried many things before that took time away from my family, cost me money on a monthly basis. This is what I love about the blueprint. No monthly expenses. I get to keep all the profit and I don't have to DM people or get on the phone with people. It's a fully automated online digital income. Check it out. You got to see the difference. Just was blueprint in the comment. I'll get you the blueprint detail. That's it. See, I pulled it in. I handled objections before they could consume their mind, so they scrolled on by. I even said, are you about ready to scroll by? And look, there's people in here putting blueprint. That's how good I got that. How much you guys feel like I'm literally talking to you because I am. See the difference? That's the difference. And the reason why I'm saying that because you're on my email list, by the way. And so you guys, if you just reply to the email that I sent you, we'll get you access to that blueprint, I promise, okay? But there you guys go. That's the value of marketing in with a pain. You're seeing it. I know, proof right there, right? That's it, you guys. I'm not, I didn't need to know anything. I didn't need to know anything. It was in my heart. It wasn't because I need to study this. No, you don't. It's in your heart. You need to have the courage to believe in you. And that you want to really, you want to be able to serve someone that your heart would smile if they bought from you. Like I get excited. Like that's it. What do they secretly hope is possible? You know. These are so important. Remember, pain creates attention. Hope creates action. So what I did, I went out there, I called myself the hope dealer. I just hope today you see a different perspective. I truly do. I talked about the pain to get their attention, and I just said, I'm the hope dealer. That's why I'm going to give you free access to my Freedom Formula Blueprint. I hope today you see a different perspective. I truly do. Yeah, completely heart-centered, 100%. And that is how the foundation I built around this community. And it's one of the most important. Character, integrity, and being heart-centered are three of the most important things to me. You can have those qualities, you will help an abundance of people and completely transform your life. You truly will. So what does success look like to them? This is really important. This is probably one of the missing components. You got to paint that picture. Okay. So if I look like my whole my whole life as a mom, success to me was never have to look at my bank account, never take a calculator to the grocery store, and be able to travel with my family and make insane memories. But the very most important thing was never miss moments. Never miss moments. Because I can never get those moments back. That's why I refuse to put my kids in daycare. I was like, I am not going to get a phone call from the daycare provider that they walked for the first time. I'm going to be there for every moment. I don't care what we have to sacrifice, what we have to give up. I don't care if we've got to live on a box in the street. I'm not going to miss the moments. So it was never missing moments. But the success was be able to have money to make memories. I never wanted to be that mom that we just watch Netflix movies. Because if you're watching a Netflix movie with your child, and if you said, hey, honey, remember in 10 years what Netflix movie we watched? They're going to look at you like you're cuckoo. But if you go on a vacation this summer with your children and you talk about it in 10 years, they're going to talk about it for hours and hours. So that's why you got to go deep. What does success look like? It's not just getting out of debt. What is that going to do for their life if they get out of debt? That's what it is. So you've got to go paint that picture. Now, here's what's really fun, okay? Because you're going to base this off of your lens and what you think success looks like to you, which is you. That's true. But when you start getting customers, right? I'm going to give you guys a hot tip here. I would write this down. When you start getting customers, send them an email, ask them why they thank them for believing in you, then ask them why they bought from you. Okay? Ask them why they bought from you. And just say, if you could have success in your own online business, what does that look like to you? Good stuff, right? All you need is 3 people to answer that. And you're going to be able to craft a really good message around that. That's it. Like, just ask. That's what I did. I would ask. I have my customers set on automations, by the way. You don't got to do that. Do that when you start making money. Don't worry about it now, right? Just reply individually. I did at first, right? But I asked that and I knew. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're so alike. We're so alike. Because they were the same thing. It wasn't the fancy stuff. It was the time. And the older I get, time is even more valuable. Like time is one of the most important things. Okay. So this is where your niche lives, by the way. The pain, problem, solution, transformation. This is where they live. Do you see what this pain, problem, solution, transformation? The clearer this becomes, the easier and more enjoyable your marketing gets. Look at this. Pain, problem, solution, transformation. There's nothing about learning, changing, right? Sometimes in our content or whatever you sell, for example, let's say you sell weight loss. You're not sticking here in weight loss. You might talk about the pain of being overweight, but then you're like, so what we're going to do is we're going to exercise 30 minutes a day and you're going to cut this out of your diet, this out of your diet. You've lost them. They care about this. It's in everything. This is it. They show them you know the pain they're in, the problem that they have, because the problem is they haven't solved it yet, right? So you're going to introduce a solution, and that solution with the time frame is going to give them that transformation. Just like what did I share with you with the massage therapist, right? That I helped this with. The pain was you have back pain. The problem is you can't be active because your back hurts. So the solution is I'm going to give you 4 tips in 10 minutes a day you can do while you're watching Netflix movie to eliminate your back pain. Here's how. Put your email in, step by step, how to do it. And she also included a PDF with the exercises in it. That's it. That's it. But what is she talked about the time frame, right? The time frame in 10 minutes a day while you're watching TV. Because she knows people in back pain, they watch TV because their back hurts to move. How does she know that? Because she asked when she started getting customers. The transformation, you're gonna be relieved from back pain. You're gonna be able to be active with your kids and your grandkids. They scheduled, right? She didn't explain what they're gonna have to do. She just said in 10 minutes a day while you're watching Netflix. She didn't give the details. She literally just shared the transformation, what they can expect if they're willing to do it. Does that make sense? Because this is where they live, my friend. They don't live in the product. They don't live in the product. They live in the result of the product. How many of you have had a really good product before that you take and it tastes awful? My collagen, like when people were here for my live event, they cracked up, but they watched my face when I took it. But it's because I live here when I take the collagen. It's not because of the taste, right? Everything is this. Everything is this. So you can literally look at this, like you can evaluate your content now by looking at this, by the way. This is huge. So I'm creating content, but if my niche lives in these areas, does my content help this? Do they help them see? I get your pain. Do they help them see? I understand your problem. Do they understand I have your solution? And do they see that you can provide the transformation and you're going to give them free access to it of how they get the transformation? Step by step, how? That's it. Like that is absolutely it. Okay. So yeah, the clearer this becomes, the easier and more enjoyable your marketing gets. Like you guys, that's it. So what I want to do, Susan, collagen tastes so bad but works so good. Yes, my friend, it does. But it's because we know this, right? Is why we take it. If it was, oh, by the way, it's gonna taste bad, you can da 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 da, we wouldn't take it. But because somebody that was the marketing was good enough in here, we do. It's in everything, right? If you look at um, a Netflix movie, the trailer does all this, by the way. It's in everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a copy of the worksheet that your goal is to, we're going to walk through it because I want to help you with it. Is here's the worksheet. So when you guys get to the worksheet, okay. Are you guys enjoying today? Are you having fun? Has this been enjoyable? Has this been eye-opening for anybody today? I just absolutely love hanging out with you guys. Mm-hmm. Good. Love, love, love hearing that. Okay. So here now, um, here's what's important when you guys go here. Don't try to edit it. Just go to File, okay? Go to File, click on Make a Copy, and then you can just name it. Like put your name. You have your own copy, okay? Because if I give you access to edit this, this is the template for everyone, and you're editing everyone, okay? And also for those of you that did bounce on a little late, everything that I just covered with you today, I actually put in an infographic for you to check out as well. See, everything I just did on my whiteboard is right here. Every single thing that we covered. So if you didn't see how I even got the where the niche lives here, so you know that. But so if you didn't get those questions answered, which I didn't really expect you to, we kind of went through it quick because of time. It's all on here for you. Okay. Aw, thank you, Susan B. You're so sweet. Okay, so let's just go through this because here's um tomorrow we're piggybacking off of this. Okay, so let's try to do our best to get this filled out and try not to overcomplicate it. Okay, so all you're going to do is my dream customer, who I help. Like, who do you help? Like ideal customer, perfect customer, just like I've been sharing with you. Like Emily was just a version of me that I would love to help her dreams come true because if I could go back and had this, oh my gosh, my life as a young mom would have been completely different. I probably even would have had more than 6 kids, to be honest with you. If I would have had more money, I probably would have because I love being pregnant. I love being a mom. Like it's just, I love it. So that's why I wanted to use the word dream to really help you guys get into that state with them. But I help who they are, their biggest frustration. They've already tried. This is important because remember how I shared that piece of content with you? Like if you can cover that before they even get there, it's going to make a huge difference. What they're afraid of, what they're afraid of, what they secretly want most. So let me give you an idea based off of my customer that I've been sharing with you, right? What they're afraid of. So one of the things that I would say is they're afraid that their son's going to walk out of the room and he's wearing high waters because he grew overnight. If you have multiple kids, that's happened many times, right? So us moms know that pain. So that's one of the things that they're afraid of. Do you see how I'm getting into that emotional part of it? The brand mission. This is where we're going to create your movement, okay? If you can't answer this today, that's okay. This is where the clarity and the creativity is going to come in tomorrow, okay? And the certainty. We will work on this tomorrow. This is one of my goals based off of these, okay? And so then you can go to your story though. This is really important. If this is a struggle for you right now, that's okay. Just skip it. But my story before, my life and business, what it looked like before, the struggle, the biggest challenge that you face. So this is just going to be about you, right? Because this is going to pull in some of that, the inner grief or disappointment or guilt that you've had, right? The breakthrough. Then today, now I help others what? I want you to step into leadership because you lead other people, my friend. Like I was just leading moms to a better solution so they never take a calculator. That was it. So that's it. Okay. My brand beliefs. I believe, what do you believe? People don't need what? Like, people don't need to share their profits with other people. People don't need to go live every day. People don't need to spend countless hours in direct messaging. People don't need to work hard. People don't need to spend money on a monthly basis to make money. People deserve the freedom machine to be able to have an automated system working for them 24/7. Success comes from what? Success comes from what? My brand belief is success comes from building a following of people that know you can serve them. That's it. I wouldn't be successful if people didn't know I had their solution. Success doesn't come because of a product, because of an algorithm, because of social media. It becomes because I have created a following of people that be like, she gets me. One thing I completely disagree with in my industry is, oh, there's many things, is it costs you money on a monthly basis to make money. I know people that are spending thousands a month just to make money. Or the fact that you have to DM people, the fact that you have to bother friends and family, the fact that you have to share your profits. I just completely disagree with that. If you're building a digital income, I just disagree with that, right? My brand promise, complete this. I help. Who do you help? Who struggle with what? Achieve what without. We're going to spend some time on this tomorrow if you want to try to work on it today. And we're going to spend some time on all of this here in VIP that we're going to be going to for those of you that are joining me in VIP. My transformation, my customer starts here. Okay. Where does your customer start? They start with having to take that calculator to the grocery store. Where do your customers start? They start with having to live in debt, look at their bank account to see what they can even afford. After working with me, they become what? They become more confident. They get the blueprint of how they can change their life, how their life is going to change. Oh, they'll never have to take a calculator to the grocery store. They can be that, yes, mom. Like, right. That's all you do. Take the time to do that because this is a transformation that you want them to feel. Remember, you guys, your brand isn't built overnight. A powerful brand is created by having it isn't created by having the perfect logo or the perfect website. I see so many people spend so much time trying to like change their capture page, and I'm like, are you even getting people there? If you're not getting people there, why does it matter what your capture page looks like? Because the moment they get to that capture page, they've already like you. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. Your brand is built through sharing consistently your story, your beliefs, your mission, that movement, then your framework, which we're covering that tomorrow, the transformation you help people achieve. I'm telling you, just remember this, the clearer your message, the stronger your brand. The stronger your brand, the easier it becomes for the right people to say, wow, you're exactly who I've been looking for. I feel you can help me. I trust you can help me. If your content doesn't have people saying, I trust you can help me, your content will not convert. That's it. There is not one piece of chat GPT that can help you with that. Your heart can. Trust you. Lead you to build an unforgettable brand. That's it. So please take the time and fill this worksheet out, like seriously, because it's going to help you tomorrow. Because tomorrow we're going to create certainty around it. You're going to create your own little framework that's going to create a uniqueness for you. So you not only stand out, right? Let's go back to this one here. A uniqueness around you because not only because people know who you help, they choose you. You're going to have your own little framework that's going to really make you be that probably a neon purple cow out there, right? You're going to have your own framework. And then we're going to come back on Thursday and we're going to tie it all together. And I'm going to help you take it to the next level to condense the time. I'm sharing this with you. If you take what I'm teaching you these next 3 days, in 90 days, you will not even recognize your business. You won't. When I decided to, I was in the business, I was only in digital marketing, only on TikTok for 90 days. And I was like, that's it. I'm going on a 90-day run to six figures. I created certainty around it, clarity around it, confidence around it. I became very convicted and I achieved it. That's what I'm going to show you exactly how to do. And I'm going to invite you to go on a 90-day run. If you're inside my Legacy Builders program, perfect timing because we're going to go on an epic 90-day run in August. You can take what you learned, apply that. In the next 90 days, you can build a brand. It doesn't take you spending money. It doesn't take you, man, I see so many people I spend so much money on building a brand. I'm like, you don't have to. What you have is this. Remember this. I want to help you create your movement and your mission tomorrow. Then we're going to tie it all together on a 90-day build your brand run that you can go on. You're gonna have fun. I mean, it's gonna like you're gonna have a hard time not wanting to create content after Thursday. I can tell you, you just are. So here's what I want you to do. Many of you are in the VIP. We're gonna jump off of here in a few minutes and get on the VIP. For those of you that aren't, I invite you to be part of the VIP. You get a hangout. We're going to go through the worksheet. I'm going to help you. I'm going to answer any questions you have where you're stuck, give you more clarity, and you also get access to the replays. I think you're going to want to listen to this again. So anyway, I think Celine put the link in there if you want to get access, if you want to join us in VIP. You also were sent an email, okay? And I'll be sending you another email with that graphic in it that you guys can have and the worksheet. I'll make sure you get that as well. But we're just going to go a little bit deeper on this. Tomorrow, we're going to work on the movement and the story. So you have a lot of certainty behind your business. So you actually want to show up like, man, I got the solution. I got what people need. Because the moment you actually have that type of confidence, you become that magnet. And you become convicted with it, you create authority and you'll become very memorable. Thursday, I'm going to teach you something that changed my life. And I wish somebody would have showed me this in 2022. If they would have, I probably would have 100 to 200,000 people inside my big community. So I'm going to teach it to you on Thursday. It has nothing to do with social media. It has to do with how you can explode your brand literally overnight. So I'm gonna teach you that. So awesome. I'll see you guys in VIP. And many of you, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for being here. Real quick before we go, what was your biggest takeaway from today? Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway from today was. Yes. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway from today was. Clarity. Woohoo! This is doable. Yes. Creating a movement. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So good. So good. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Hope. Love that. Yes. Zero in on the pain and the problem. Yes, my friend. Using your heart and truth. Ooh, so good. Yes. Narrowing my perfect customer. Yeah, being of service. Albert nailed it. So good. Yes. Build around pain. Your niche clarity. Woohoo. Knowing my customer. High clarity. What I have been looking for. Yes, Norma. I love that. Story, clarity, movement. Speaking directly to her. Ooh, T. So good. Yes. Always work on your story. Very good. Yeah. The brand and message is important. Absolutely. Coming from my heart. Yes, Paula. Focus on serving my customer. Yes, Willow. Yes. Clear formula. Yes. And you're going to have your framework tomorrow, by the way. Can't wait. Just like I shared with you with the massage therapist, how I helped her with that. You're going to have one because I just want you to be unique. No matter what you sell, you got to have some type of uniqueness to you. You just do. And you're going to learn that tomorrow. So thank you guys for being here. I will see you tomorrow. And VIP, 3 minutes. Let's just take a little potty break, get a drink. I'm going to go get my protein shake. And I'll be back for VIP. We're going to dive deep in the worksheet. We're going to get questions answered. So I'll see you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Super proud of you. Tomorrow is going to be great. Bye, guys.